Incorporate this 5-minute routine every single time that you train to be able to increase your vertical jump. Yo, what's going on guys? Chris Warner here, OTA Athletes. And what I want to share with you today is a very basic fundamental routine that's going to take you about 5 minutes that you're going to plug into your workout currently that you can perform every single day. That's going to really lay the foundation for you to overall increase your vertical jump. Now, it all starts with the lower limb. There's essentially 2 ways that you can perform these. You can either perform them stationary right in place, or you can actually go in a linear fashion where you're moving for distance down 10 yards. If you want to, if you train 4 or 5 days a week, you can switch off every single time. Here's the deal though, the results are in the details, in the intent of how you actually perform the drill. So I need high effort, and I need you performing them in a proper manner. So first one we're gonna do is gonna be a bilateral. That means off both feet. We're gonna go down 10 yards. And the first thing I want the athletes to do is I want them to work through the entire ankle range of motion. So that means when they push off, they're gonna point the toe and put the ankle on stretch through that range of motion, all right? So it's gonna look like this. Now on the way back from those 10 yards, every single repetition, we're gonna perform a heel walk. This is where I want the knees soft. I want you to pull a toe to the top of the shoe, and I just want you to balance that out. A lot of times athletes, when they start incorporating a lot of lower limb exercises, they get an imbalance and can really develop some kind of inflammation if they don't properly balance it out with the anterior tibialis, which is the muscles in the front of the shin. Now, second variation, we're gonna perform the same thing, but I want you to keep the ankle cocked. So what I tell my athletes is pull the toe to the top of the shoe, and I want you to stay in dorsiflexion the whole time. So we wanna create that stiffness in the arch of the foot and across the ankle so it doesn't really move. So as opposed to pointing it, I wanna actually stay in that stable position but still produce force. Same thing coming back, we're gonna perform a heel walk. Now this next one I really love, and what we call pulsing pogos, is because what happens is we get a little bit more absorption involved across the knee joint, right? So the quads get a little bit more activated. I asked the athletes to give me a little bit more juice here, right? And you don't have to isolate the lower limb or the foot and ankle just as much. So this is gonna be a pulsing pogo bilateral. So it's gonna be one easy pop into a big one. And you'll see when I come down off that second big one, right? You're gonna use a lot more activation across that quad. So it's pop, pop. So you can see it's a little bit more rhythmic, and it allows for a little bit more increasing across those other joints so that you can get a little bit more involved. Same thing like before, heel walk back. Next one is gonna be a progression where we continue to increase the stress, right? And we're gonna actually start to move into the unilateral series. So the first one is an alternating. Now the first alternating, I really like to isolate the foot and make sure that we're not using any of the hips. So I don't want to see any scissor action in the hip, and I just want the foot to go to work. So it's going to be a linear alternating pogo. Just punching the ball of the foot down, making that foot go to work. Good, same thing, heel walk back. What's up athletes? Hey, real quick, let me introduce you to OTA Pro. So this is the official training app for OTA Athletes. With over 9 programs and growing, essentially what I've done is I've compiled my best-selling programs, whether it be speed, vertical jump, agility, muscle gaining, strength. I've literally laid out every single movement, rep, set, and in addition to that, I have videos that walk you through exactly how to do it. So if you're looking for a proven program that guarantees results, it's literally at your fingertips right now. And the best part is you can get this for the price of a couple Chipotle bowls. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out the link down below. Let's dominate. Now the next one is a progression where all we're doing is adding a little bit more juice, a little bit more stress onto the body. So this is gonna be linear alternating for power. So now the hips get involved and you're not just working through the ankle, you're actually gonna create more stress when that foot lands by using the hips. You're still isolating, everything's through that foot contact. However, the hips are gonna allow you to create more and generate more power. When you're coming down fighting gravity, it's gonna obviously create more stress. So it's gonna look like this. As you can see, it's a much higher jump, right? And creating that momentum and getting the glute involved allows you to get a lot higher. Same thing as before, heel walk back. Next one, we're gonna get full isolation on that single leg. So we're just gonna go right foot down, make the foot go to work. We really wanna isolate here No hip, no knee, just make the foot go to work. Wherever it takes you, go. If you can get real aggressive with it, really stay on that foot, great. And then we're gonna go opposite back. So same thing on the opposite foot. From here now, we still wanna isolate that single leg, but we wanna get the entire leg involved. What's that mean? That means that I want the hip, knee, and ankle all working to be able to decelerate and perform continuous hops all the way down 10 yards and then opposite back with the opposite leg. It's gonna look like this. Back leg is gonna create a reverse cycle as you go. Again, these are low level. We can increase this by adding more effort. I like to focus on clean absorption, meaning impact on the way down. I don't want to hear the athlete's foot, and I want continuous hops going all the way down. Last but not least, we want to put all this together in the form of a power skip for height. Now, these are very basic fundamental movements that we absolutely hammer for volume throughout our entire off season. Reason being is because it's extremely low level and it integrates all those things that we work on. It isolates that single leg, it alternates so it's not one stress on that same leg, but it also allows the athlete to be able to plant at that specific joint angle, about 45 degrees, and be able to produce force vertically. So I love it because it's an easy rhythm that athletes need to continue to perform throughout an off season. Looks like this. All right, guys, there it is. Very basic, starting from the most low level, straight through the ankle and foot, elevating that because that's what makes contact with the ground, being able to work up through the knee, through the hip. Every single time that you perform your jump training, your strength training, if you're looking to increase your vertical jump, this is a 5-minute routine that every time you train, whether it be your jump training, your lower body, your upper body, you could perform this. It'll take you 5 minutes. It can even act as your warm-up after your dynamic warm-up, and it will increase your vertical jump over the next 30, 60, 90 days if you stay with it consistently. So try that out, add it into your routine. If you're looking for a full vertical jump program, check out the link down below. I'll catch you guys next time.